We are moving on to the last topic in the chapter of planning, and that is types of plans. Types of plans. There are various types of plans, various methods which we can use in order to achieve objectives, and it can be classified on number of bases. It can be classified on the basis of time. It can be classified on the basis of what we are going to achieve. It can be classified on the basis of use and many other factors. Many other points can be considered for classification of plans. But as according to our syllabus, we need to learn only two ways of classification. One is on the basis of use, classification on the basis of use, and classification on the basis of what it seeks to achieve. By doing that plan, what we are trying to achieve. On the basis of use, plans can be classified into single use plan and a standing plan. Single use plan and standing plan, and on the basis of what it seeks to achieve, what we are trying to achieve through that particular plan, we can classify it into objective, strategy, policy, procedure, method, rule, program, and budget. So, this is the classification which we are going to learn. So, among that, first thing we are going to see is the classification on the basis of use, standing plan and single use plan. As the name says, single use plan, you can understand what is single use plan. A plan which is developed for a one-time event, or a plan which is used for an event which may not occur or which may not repeat in future. That plan will be used only for once. For dealing with a particular thing, that plan will be used. It is not likely to repeat in future. It is used for a one-time event. For example, we can say budget is a plan. Even the classification can be, or classification on the basis of what it tried to achieve, that those types can be brought here also. So, if you are looking, you can see budget. Budget is a kind of single use plan, because we prepare budget for a particular activity. That same budget cannot be used for another activity. The amount which is required for that or the resources which are required for can differ. So, we cannot use the same budget again. So, it is used once for another activity, another activity, different budget is made. The same budget cannot be carried forward. So, budget can be the program. An annual day program differs from a class program. So, you can see certain programs can be used for only a particular purpose. Independence Day program cannot be considered as the same program cannot be put forward for the annual day program. There is difference. Likewise, in organization also, when a program is being made, the same program cannot be used for other things. Such kind of plans which are used only for once, for a particular event or particular goal to be achieved, that we call it by the name single use plan, which are not likely to repeat in future, and it can include budget, project, and programs. Whereas, when we come to standing plan, those are developed for activities that occur regularly. That means more than number of times, which is happening every day, which is happening frequently. We use standing plans, and it is developed once but modified For example, policy. Policy is made once and it is developed. Many things once we have decided, it needs upgradation. Certain times according to situation we may have to change. We always advise children not to use electronic gadgets, but for online classes surely electronic gadgets are required. So, general policy is not to, but as situation demands there can be changes. So, it is developed that a particular method is said, but when situation demands we may have to change. When situation demands or when the situation requires a change we may have to. So, it is developed once but it's modified according to the requirement of the situation. It can include policies, procedures, methods and rules. Those are some of the examples of standing plans. So, both the things it is just opposite to each other. Single use plan when it is developed for one time event, standing plans are developed for activities that occur regularly. It is not likely to repeat in future, but there we are saying it is developed once and modified. That means it will repeat in future. According to situations, it will go on change. Can include, that is different. That point is different. That examples are absolutely different. So, this is single use plan and standing plan on the basis of use. On the basis of use, plan can be classified into single use plan and standing plan. Now, again if you are looking on the basis of what it has to achieve, plans can be again classified. Some of the names we have seen, but we are going a bit detail into that. On the basis of what it seeks to achieve, plan can be again classified. Among the first one is objective. Objective. What is objective? Objective are desired future position. Desired future positions. Desired future positions a management would like to reach. Management like to reach. This is a polished way of saying. It's a polished way of saying, or it can be said as end result of activities. The end result of activities. End result of activities. Those are the end result of activities, or what is the future state of affairs, what the organization is working for. What is the future end point, what is the end point in future, what organization is trying to achieve, and what to say. It can be also said as what you would like to achieve. ഏറ്റവും simple ആയിട്ട് പറയുന്നത്. In simple words, what you would like to achieve. What you would like to achieve. What is the end point you have to reach, or what is the future state of affairs the organization would like to reach at towards the end. What is the future state of affairs? And one more thing is that all the objectives must be expressed in specific terms. Must be expressed in specific terms. Must be expressed in specific terms. So, objectives are the future position management would like to reach, or it is the end point what management is trying to reach at, and it has to be expressed in specific terms. So, objective is one type of plan. Objective is one type of plan, that is talking about the end point, what the organization has to achieve. Now coming on to the second type of plan is that is strategy. Strategy. If you are asking what is strategy, strategy is a comprehensive plan. It's a comprehensive plan for accomplishing organization objective. It's a comprehensive plan. To accomplish organization objective. It is a comprehensive plan to accomplish organization objective, or it is a particular way which is adopted in order to achieve the organizational objective. And three things, three dimensions are there. Three things have to be considered when we are talking about this comprehensive plan. Three aspects are there. It is concerned with determining long-term objectives. In long run, where or what we have to achieve is to be kept in mind when we are trying to find out, make this comprehensive plan, particular way of achieving the objective. We have to keep in mind in long run what we have to achieve. Second one is adopting a particular course of action. What is a particular way which we have to select is another factor which we have to consider. What is a particular way we have to, particular course of action we have to adopt in order to achieve the objective. That is also considered in strategy. And the third one is, it is regarding the allocation of resources, allocating resources in order to achieve objectives. So when we talk about comprehensive plan, this comprehensive plan, it's a collective plan where it talks about what we have to achieve in long run, what is the way we are going to adopt for achieving that objective, and of course how resources are going to be allotted. That has been spoken in strategy. And when we are preparing a strategy, business environment has to be considered. Business environment has to be considered. Business environment has to be considered when we are preparing strategy, when we are finding out a particular way, whether it is workable in the present situation. When we are talking about resources, whether we can get the resources in the right way, or whether there is any problem society wise or political wise, if there is any problem, when the plan which we have adopted, or whether the method we have adopted in doing that particular activity, whether there is so. For that, we have to consider business environment. Business environment has to be considered when we are making a strategy. So that is also another thing which we have to consider. And strategy is the second type of plan based on what we are trying to achieve. Now going on to the third one. Third one is policy. Policy are general statements. Policy are general statements. Policy are general statements. General statements that guide our thinking and action. That guide thinking and action. When we are going to do something in an organization, why we are doing that, how we are doing that, how it is to be done, what is the way we have to react. So those are the general statements. We will do it like this. Everybody has to be here at time. No one is expected to take leave, sorry, that is something different. Everybody has to work sincerely, being punctual, all these things you can say it's a policy, because those are general statements. Be punctual to school, be punctual to the organization, no interdepartmental transactions, only cash transactions. That's a policy, that's a general statement. That means whatever buying and selling we are making, it is only cash basis, no credit is given, no credit is given. Gender equality is maintained. Gender equality is maintained. That is a policy, that's a statement, a basic statement. That means every person will be considered equal, whether it is a boy or a girl, every person will be considered equal. So that is a general statement. So on that statement we have to think, we have to act. So those are general statements which guide thinking and action, and it is a basis for interpreting strategy. It is basis for interpreting strategy. It is a basis for interpreting strategy. Why we are choosing a particular method, a particular way of doing, how much, why we are using only this much of resources. So it is through policy we can answer all these things, or it is helping us to interpret the strategy. This strategy is taken because of this reason. Because of this we are following this particular strategy. So it is giving us a basis for interpreting the strategy, and it is something, or we can say policies are general response to a particular problem or situation. It is a general response. It is a general response to a problem or situation. It's a general response. When a particular thing happens in an organization, how we are going to react to it? How we are going to see those things? How we must analyze those things? So it is a general response. They are not particularly saying this is the way, but when you are doing something, when you are deciding something, it must be on the basis of this general statement, equality. When you are not giving upgradation to an employee who is a woman, automatically you have to keep in mind what is the policy, gender equality policy. If it is maintained, we will have to consider if she is competent, she has to be surely considered. So it's a general response. When we are making decision, what decision we have to make. It's not particularly this decision, but it is giving a general idea. Gender equality is to be maintained. If the person is competent, they also must be considered. So it's a general response to any given situation or a problem. So policies are general statements which guides thinking and action. Now we are moving on to the next type of plan, that is procedure. Procedure. What is procedure? Procedure are routine steps. Procedure are routine steps to carry out activities. Routine steps to carry out activities. Those are routine steps to carry out activities, and it is talking about the exact manner in which any work is to be performed. exact manner So, it is routine steps. What is to happen in an organization? What has to happen one after the other? Exact manner. What is a particular method in which it has to be done? Or we can say, rather we can say, it is specified in a chronological order which must come after the other. So, that is why it is called routine steps. It is to be done when a work is being done, those steps are to be followed which are chronological in order, So, that is to be considered. Procedure is the next step, or procedure is the next type of plan. Procedure is the next type of plan. It is exact manner in which each work is to be done, and it follows a chronological order. So, that is what is procedure.